It all started with a sound, a chair screeching against the floor. The whole class turned. The teacher paused. The chalk froze in her hand. I stood there in silence, not defiant, not scared, just present. People think transformation begins with a speech or a plan, but mine began with silence so powerful it bent the air. You know what I'm talking about? That one moment in school when everyone looks at you like you don't belong, like your background noise. I was that kid once, just another shadow. No one asked for my opinion. No one waited for my answer. But one moment changed everything. The moment I stopped asking for permission to exist. And the first time I stood there and said nothing, stared right into someone's soul without blinking, I realized I didn't need to be loud to be heard. And neither do you. If you're tired of being ignored, try this next time someone cracks a joke. Don't laugh. Just stare. Let the silence crawl over them. You're not being rude. You're taking back your space. That's where the story starts. But it's just the beginning. I wasn't born with confidence. I built it. And I built it like a machine, one part at a time. You want power? Don't chase it, cultivate mystery. One day, the class clown threw a paper ball at me. Everyone laughed. I didn't react. I didn't flinch. I looked him dead in the eye and said nothing, not even a smirk. That's when the atmosphere changed. People don't know how to handle someone who doesn't follow the script. Your silence becomes their paranoia. Did I go too far? Did I embarrass myself? Let them spiral. No. You don't need to raise your voice, you raise questions in their head. That's real control. And if you're watching this thinking, but I'm shy or I don't want to be mean, remember this. It's not about being cruel-lit. It's about reclaiming your dignity without even raising a hand. So next time they come at you with jokes or sarcasm, don't play along. Don't clap back. Just be still. It's your first weapon, stillness. Use it. Watch how fast they start watching you. Now here's the twist, they'll think you're weird at first. Good. Let them. When I started acting different, people got uncomfortable. That's when I knew it was working. You see, everyone in school or college tries to blend in. They laugh when others laugh. They speak when everyone else speaks, but the ones who stand out. I remember one time my English teacher asked a question. My hand was up, but when she called on me, I paused for 5 seconds before speaking. You could hear a pin drop. Then I delivered the answer, sharp and clean. That hesitation, that silence, it built tension. Tension is attention. Everyone leaned in. Even the loudmouths shut up. It wasn't about being right. It was about owning the room with presence. You want respect from teachers and classmates? Stop trying to impress. Start making them uncomfortable with how composed you are. Let your energy do the work. People bow to presence, not performance. You don't need to fake confidence, you build it by mastering pause. Train yourself to love silence. It's your throne. But silence alone isn't enough. You need to see people for what they are, not what they pretend to be. Everyone's performing. It's that guy who always brags, insecure. The girl who always laughs loudest, craving validation. And once I started noticing this, everything changed. I'd walk into class not to fit in, but to watch. Observe. The way someone touches their hair when nervous. The guy who jumps to defend himself every time he's teased. These people are showing their cracks. You don't attack it too. Remember it. Keep it in your back pocket. One time a guy called me out in front of the class. He thought he was funny. I waited till lunch. Quiet hallway. Just me and him. I walked over, leaned in and said, "You talk too loud for someone who's scared of silence." That one line broke him. He couldn't speak. He avoided me for weeks. You don't need to shout. You don't need revenge. One cold truth, whispered at the right time, is nuclear. You want power? Learn to see people's masks sand, then wait for the right moment to show them you see through it. Trust me, they'll never forget it. Here's where it gets personal. Everyone has something to hide, even teachers. I remember once walking into the staff room at the wrong time, or maybe the right time, and saw something I wasn't supposed to. A teacher with another teacher. Not doing homework. He saw me. We locked eyes. Next day, he called me out in class. Tried to intimidate me. Said he'd fail me, expel me. I stayed silent, and I smiled and said, "That's fine. But you'll have to explain to everyone why I was in the staff room." He froze. Just like that, the balance flipped. That's the lesson. Everyone wears armor, but the moment you see what they're protecting, you own them. Don't blackmail. Don't threaten. Just remind them, Power isn't about control. It's about leverage. No. And if someone ever tries to put you down, remember, their anger is often their fear wearing a mask. Stay calm. Let them sweat. Your silence will be louder than their threats. If you know their weakness, you've already won. But don't stop there. There's always someone in every class who holds the spotlight, the joker, the loud one, the everyone loves me type. In my class, it was a guy named Rohan. He had everyone laughing. Teachers liked him. Students followed him. Instead of hating him, I studied him, got close. I laughed at his jokes, gave him compliments, earned his trust. And then I began pointing out softly, discreetly, how his jokes were copied, how he repeated lines from Instagram Reels. Not to embarrass him, just quietly told a few friends. Did you notice he said the same joke last week? That's all it took, they told others. The spell cracked. Soon he was forcing jokes. People stopped laughing. He became noise, became the signal. This isn't manipulation. It's observation and timing. People crave authenticity. And when they see the difference between noise and presence, they choose presence. If someone's dominating your class or group, don't attack them. Disarm them. Show their flaws without saying too much. And when they crumble, stay calm. Let your silence become your crown. Here's a strategy that works like magic. The compliment then cut. Find the people who try too hard, always seeking approval. Compliment them first. You're really funny. You always have good stories. Then, days later, when no one's around, drop a line like, you ever feel like you're trying too hard to make everyone like you? Say it like a friend, not an enemy. Then leave. Let them sit with it. That line will echo in their mind. They'll rethink every word they say next time. That's psychological gravity. They orbit around your approval. But use this wisely. Not everyone takes introspection well. Some might lash out, but most they'll change. You're not bullying them, you're showing them their mask. And people don't forget the one who showed them the mirror. Want to make people respect you? Show them something they haven't seen about themselves, but always walk away after. Don't linger. Let them stew. Let the seed grow in silence. Now listen closely, because this separates kings from pawns. Everyone expects you to be one of two things, the rebel or the follower. But the real power is in pretending to be none. I played the backbencher, the slacker, doodled in notebooks, pretended not to study, skipped answering in class. But when it came to the final exam, I hit 95%. Everyone was shocked. They thought I got lucky. I didn't. I studied every night when no one was watching. It's your edge camouflage. Stop announcing your efforts. Hide your work. Then strike hard and clean when it matters. That's how you earn not just shock but respect. If you want to walk into a room and have people whisper your name, be unpredictable. Be the one they can't read. Don't show your hand until the final move. And when you make it, make sure it lands like thunder. Your classmates will come to you. Ask for help. Ask how you did it. Your teachers will start treating you different, not because you begged, but because you surprised them. People don't value noise, they value results. So start building in silence. Every late night study, every chapter revised, every skill learned. Stack them quietly, and one day show up with results no one saw coming. But listen, everything you want, the confidence, the control, the respect, it's all within reach. Not by copying others, not by begging for approval, but by building yourself piece by piece, moment by moment. Silence, observation, timing, precision, that's your toolkit now. You're no longer the background. You're the storm brewing quietly in the back of the room. And when you finally move, when you finally speak, they'll listen not because you yelled, but because they felt your presence. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, speak less, observe more, react slower, and prepare deeper. Then watch. Watch how the world around you starts to shift. This isn't a story about domination. It's a story about transformation. Yours. You've made it this far. That means you're different. Most people click away after 2 minutes. distracted, bored, waiting for the next dopamine hit. But not you. You're still here because deep down, you know you're meant to be more than background noise. Now it's time to go deeper. Let's talk about how to speak directly to the soul of the people around you. In every room, there's tension that nobody talks about. The subtle looks, the tiny power shifts, the person trying too hard to impress, and the one trying too hard to disappear. And you. You walk into that room not trying to be noticed, but knowing you already are. When you say something, it's not loud, but it's loaded. Every word is a seed planted. How do you get that power? Speak with intention. Every time you open your mouth, ask yourself, is this adding weight or just noise? And when you stay silent, let it be on purpose. People will start listening for your voice, not just hearing it. That's when you've shifted from background to main character. That's when you own the room without asking for it. Now, let's flip the lens. You're not just becoming stronger, you're becoming magnetic. People start gravitating toward you, even when you're not trying. Why? Because you've become rare. Most people are predictable. They want attention. They want approval. They perform. But you disrupt the pattern. You don't laugh unless it's real. You don't talk unless it's needed. And you observe more than you reveal. That mystery becomes gravity. One time a new student asked me, why do people get quiet when you walk in? I didn't answer. I just smiled and walked away. Know what happened next? She followed me around for weeks trying to figure me out. That's the power of restraint. When you don't give everything, people lean in. And when they lean in, you're in control. If you want that kind of presence, here's what you do. Next time someone asks a personal question, don't answer at all. Give half. Let their curiosity burn. It's not arrogance, it's control. Be the person people can't predict, and you'll become the one they can't ignore. But let's not lie to ourselves. It's not always smooth. You will face resistance. In fact, the more control you gain, the more people will try to break it. There was a guy once who tried to publicly humiliate me, thinking he could shake me. He called me out in the middle of class, tried to expose me, mock me. Everyone was watching. My pulse was steady, my face unchanged. I didn't give him a show. I said 3 words. You done yet? And turned away. You could feel the temperature in the room drop. When you master your reactions, you master your reputation. People love chaos. They expect drama. You give them neither, they don't know what to do. So next time someone tries to provoke you, don't rise. Just don't fall. Just stay still. Let their noise echo into silence. That's how you flip the energy. It's how you stay untouchable. Don't give them the fight. Win by not playing. That's the deepest kind of power. Now let's turn this up. You've learned to control energy in a room, but what about influence? Influence is the ability to change the way others think without them even knowing it. I mastered this during group projects. Most people fight to lead. I didn't. I let others take charge, but I dropped questions that shifted the direction subtly. You think that idea will actually impress the teacher? We could do better, don't you think? Suddenly the leader would rethink everything. The group would shift focus. And I hadn't raised my voice once. Influence isn't loud. It's surgical. You want to lead? Don't declare it. Design it. Plant the idea and let them think it's theirs. Speak with questions, not commands. Guide, don't drag. That's how real leaders rise. Invisible at first, then undeniable. If you want to lead your group, your class, your team, do less and say more with less. Watch how quickly they start following what you're not even saying. But what about failure? What if you try and mess up? What if someone sees through your strategy or calls you fake? Good, let them. The truth is, failure is your best disguise. I failed a quiz once on purpose. Everyone thought I was slipping. They whispered, doubted, laughed. I kept my head down. Didn't argue. Then came finals and I crushed it. Top marks. Silence, you see? People judge too early. Let them. They focus on the moment. You focus on the result. If you mess up, own it quietly. Don't defend. Don't cry. Don't blame. Just walk through it. Then rise again, stronger. That's what terrifies people. The one who can fall without breaking. If you want to win long term, get comfortable with small losses. They build unpredictability. And unpredictability builds dominance. Be okay being doubted. Use it as your armor. Let them underestimate you. Just make sure when you strike it's unforgettable. And now we're here. The final stage of the transformation, you've got silence, you've got presence, you've got psychological edge. But what's missing, heart? You need to mean something, because fear will get you control, but respect comes from depth. There was a moment I'll never forget. A guy who used to bully me came to me one day broken, tired, failing classes. He expected me to laugh. I didn't. I helped him. Quietly, no one saw, no one heard. That's when I knew I had moved beyond dominance. I had grown. When you truly have power, you don't need to flex it. You help when it's least expected. That's what people remember. Not just your silence, but your substance. If you want to truly rule a room, rule with depth, rule with care. Don't just beat people, elevate them when it costs you nothing. That's what makes legends. Not the ones who silence the room, but the ones whose silence holds weight because they've earned it with action. Now let's take everything you've learned and give it a mission. From this moment, I want you to walk into every room, every class, every meeting not to blend in, not to impress, but to observe, to guide, to shift energy without force. When someone talks, listen deeper. When someone mocks, react slower. When someone seeks your approval, give it only when earned. Speak, in quotes. Move with intention. Own your silence. And every day, build yourself in the dark. Read what others don't. Learn what others ignore. Practice what others mock. And then, when the lights are on, when it matters, arrive with impact. It's not because you said you would, because you've been doing the work in secret. That's how shadows become storms. That's how nobodies become unforgettable. You've been told all your life to speak louder, try harder, fit in better. I'm telling you the opposite. Be quiet when others shout. Be patient when others rush. Be thoughtful when others panic. Never ever ask for permission to be powerful. You don't need it. You already are. From now on, every time you walk into a room, do it with the calm of someone who knows something no one else does. Because you do. You know what most people don't even realize they don't need to scream to be heard. They just need to mean what they say. And when you do that, when you speak with silence, with precision, with presence, people will bow without knowing why. And now we close the loop. This isn't about being feared. It's about being felt. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't chase respect, but commands it by simply existing. You've heard everything now. The silence, the stare, the pause, the whisper, the misdirection, the build-up, the unexpected strike, and the quiet kindness. These aren't tactics. This is a way of life. And if you take even half of what you've learned here and live it for the next month, your world will shift. The way people speak to you, the way they look at you, the way they talk about you when you leave the room. So here's your final challenge. Stop performing, start observing, stop chasing, start building, start becoming. And one day soon, they won't just respect you. They'll remember you. Not because you were loud, but because you were unshakable. That's how you become the storm they never saw coming.